Hi betting experts, on Saturday May the 11th we've got 8 televised races on ITV on Saturday. Cracking action from Ascot, Haydock where the Swinton Hurdle is the one jumps race on the card, and Lingfield where there's some classic trials. The ground, well, it's dried up quite dramatically and the weather forecast looks set fair for a hot and sunny day across the country. We start off with our betting expert Daily Nap, sponsored by Bet365. This goes in the 205 at Ascot. It's an EBF Fillies handicap over a mile, and one of my horses to follow for the summer here, Susanna, looks on a really attractive mark. Now, Harry Charlton, her trainer, has made a fantastic start to training in his own right. He's had 4 winners from his last 12 runners at the time of recording. They're all absolutely flying. They're all fit first time out, and this lightly raced filly is one to follow up the weights over the next few months. She's open to lots more improvement as her stamina is drawn out. I think she's going to get a mile 2 at a minimum, maybe a mile 4 in the autumn, but this mile trip on quickening ground should be ideal. She has been off for 199 days, but the yard's flying. William Buick's been booked since Dex, and I think she's going to take plenty of beating in a race that's probably slightly below par for the prize money on offer. Our betting expert value angle selection, sponsored by Bet365, goes in the 3.15 at Haydock. This is the Potence Network Swinton Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles. A very strong pace on the cards here, and I think Luttrell Lad can overpower them late. Tom Lacey's had a fantastic time of things in the last few months. This one was below par last time out at Aintree, but that was on very testing ground. He got poorly positioned and never really made any headway in the ground. His previous run at Doncaster was on good ground. He really should have won. He flew home behind Geronimo, charging home with loads of running left in the tank. He remains open to more improvement for these connections. They are going to go a real gallop here. They always do in this race, and at Haydock, that long straight, they can wilt, and I think things will be set up ideally for Luttrell Lad and Stan Shepherd to pounce late. The remaining 6 races, all televised on ITV, we'll do them in time order. At Ascot, the 130, a handicap of over 1 mile 4. Well, race fitness can count for a bit at this early stage of the turf season, and Haku has been on the go mainly at Wolverhampton over the last few months, running really well. Now, he's 0 from 4 on the turf, but I think he's an improved model these days. Billy Lochnane's in the plate, which is a plus. No issue at all with the trip. I'm sure he'll get a positive ride from Billy, and Haku makes plenty of appeal at the current prices. Over to Lingfield, a handicap over 1 mile 2. This is cut up quite badly, but I think Flash Bardot can win again. Jack Channon has made a brilliant start to the turf season, and this one landed hefty support at Doncaster last month in the manner of an improved filly. She is up to a new mark here, but David Probert's booked. She's a strong traveller with a smart turn of foot, and I don't think the quickening ground conditions will be any issue at all, with a decent pace to aim at. Ascot, the 240, the Victoria Cup, a heritage handicap over 7 furlongs. Well, there's no yard in better form than Ed Walker, and his Pop Master looks the one to side with here at a double-figure price. Walker has had 6 winners from his last 21 runners in the last 14 days. I thought this one was weak in the market and needed the run on his reappearance at Newmarket 3 weeks ago. If you watch that run back, he was slowly away, then was rushed up into a prominent position and then faded a furlong out. It was basically a good start with a wide trip throughout. Should be sharper here. Brandon Wilkie takes off a few pounds, which is a help, and quickening ground again should suit him in a very strongly run handicap. Back to Lingfield, the Oaks trial over 1 mile 4. Well, these fillies races at this time of year are a bit of a minefield. The late market will be interesting. Rafe Beckett always does well with his fillies. Treasure looked the real deal when showing a good attitude on testing ground to win at Nottingham last autumn. That was in a bog, but she put her head down and ran on really strongly, and I think it significantly goes straight for this Oaks trial. He's got loads of lovely young 3-year-olds at home, Rafe Beckett, and the fact that he pitches Treasure in here on just her second career start is surely a positive signal. Back to Lingfield for the Derby trial over a mile 4. Well, Arabic Legend has always been held in the highest regard at home by Carl Burke, who again has got a fantastic team of young horses, and he was slightly disappointing, I thought, at Epsom last month. But if you watch that run back, he didn't settle for the first 3 or 4 furlongs, then got buried up the inside. I'm not sure he really handled the track. I'm expecting much more positive tactics here. I hope David Probert, who takes over in the saddle this afternoon, will let him stride on. He could make all the running against that far rail on drying ground. Never a bad plan of of attack at Lingfield. And finally at Lingfield, the Chartwell Filly Stakes over 7 furlongs. Well, Remarquee is going to be a short price here, but I think it's fully justified. She thrived on a busy campaign for Rafe Beckett last season, posting a career best effort in Group 1 company on her final start in France. I'm sure she'll be fit after 286 days for this valuable prize, and James Doyle has been booked since declarations. Best of luck with all 8 ITV races on Saturday, betting experts.